guys, I'm Sangeeta, and today we're going to be talking about Taylor Swift's new album, which is called Lover. It came out a week ago on August 23rd, and I really wanted to talk about it because I really liked it. You may notice, if you've subscribed to this channel for a time, that I am a fan of Taylor Swift. I did a video like this when 1989 came out, and I did one for Reputation, so I just really wanted to continue that little tradition where I talk about the album track by track, talk about stuff surrounding the album, and talk a little bit about like where I am. It's a little time capsule for me, so I hope you'll indulge me, and we can talk about Lover. So we can't talk about Lover without talking about the end of the Reputation era, because I remember at the end of the tour, at the end of everything, I remember thinking, like, this is the end of a chapter. And in my mind, I didn't know what we know now about Big Machine Records and all of that, but I really thought she was going to take a big, long break. Like, it really felt like this, you know, self-contained thing. And that's one thing I loved about Reputation. But I really thought this was going to be a long break for Taylor, but it wasn't. It was literally like 4 months. So for those of you who are not aware of like the Da Vinci Code level of like clues and puzzles that Taylor Swift has set up for us clown fans to try to decipher, there are a lot of clues and puzzles and numbers and symbolism and things within the Taylor Swift fandom. So early in 2019, some people who had ordered the Taylor Swift like calendar noticed that certain dates had stamps on them, like just a seal, and it was usually like the 13th of a month. So people started noticing that the first stamp was on April 13th. And so everyone was waiting for that day, wondering what would happen. And that is when Taylor announced the countdown for the Me music video. So the music video for Me was released to mixed responses. I personally liked it. Like, I always feel like I should be more judgmental of things. I mean, I shouldn't. I should enjoy things. It's wonderful to enjoy things. But I always feel like maybe I should be more critical, because everyone seemed to have issues with certain things about it. But I just thought it was fun, it was happy, and that's what I needed. Taylor has this magical ability to write the album I need at whatever specific moment in time. Online, where I talk about Taylor Swift with people, everyone like seems to have that. And I think that's what's so, I don't know, this is a little bit of a tangent, but I think that's what's so amazing about her. All of us lead such different lives, but she releases these songs. I'm like, this is so exactly my situation. It's so interesting how she can do that. So let's just get into talking about the album. I could talk in detail about all the clues and everything that led up to this moment in time where we finally have Lover, but I want to show you two things. One, I want to show you this, which was a gift from my boyfriend. We ordered it like right when it was announced, and it arrived at the beginning of August for my birthday. There were 4 editions of this, like with different covers. I decided to just get one. Part of me is like, I wanted all of them to complete my collection, but this was $12, and I really don't like 7-inch like singles. I think that they're not practical. I like buying a full record, but I get them for collector's reasons, and I just think this is such a pretty cover. I think she looks so cute. So let's actually just talk about the album, because I've been rambling for a bit. I am a complete sucker for anything Taylor Swift. I bought all 4 deluxe editions. Everyone on the subreddit was talking about like, which one are you gonna buy? And some of us were like, well, all of them. I got them from Target, and I have like the red card, and I pre-order them and stuff. So you got like, ooh, a $5 gift card to Target if you ordered all of them, which I think there was a sale and they were each $16.99 when I got them. So, you know, it's whatever. I'm sure at this point people have posted like scans and images, but we can talk a little bit about what the deluxe editions are. So basically each of these deluxe editions is 30 pages of scanned diary entries and journals and like notes and lyrics and stuff from Taylor through the years. And then it's a blank journal. I'll be honest, I probably will never write in this. I don't like journaling this way. I do a lot of bullet journaling and scrapbooking. She puts a lot of pictures. This is age 15, like one of her early performances. And it's just a lot like from the time she was 13 onwards. I love it because it's so honest and relatable in a weird way. Like this moment here where she signs and she says, that could be worth money someday. Just kidding. But like I wrote the exact same thing one day, and of course like for her it panned out and for me it didn't. It's so humanizing. There's an entry after she went home after the VMAs when Kanye interrupted her, and she was like, you would never, if you told me a week ago that Kanye West would be a big part of my life right now, I would have never believed you. And it's just thinking about her going home after that award and being like, oh my gosh, what just happened? It is sad though, in a way, like just realizing, and you kind of feel the amount of pressure and stress and like fear that she has to be under throughout her life. I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, she has money. She can wipe away her tears with money. But that doesn't stop someone from like breaking into your house like on a regular basis to marry you. That's what just happened recently. I don't know. It just makes it obvious to people who might not think about it what a complex human being she is, as are we all, but it just humanizes her on a level that, I don't know, we've seen, but we also haven't. It's cool to read them. I really, like, I read all of them. They were wonderful. So with all of that out of the way, I thought it is the perfect time to talk about the track list and go through track by track. I did this for the past 2 albums she's released, and I don't know, I just like doing it. I Forgot That You Existed is a really fun, summery track. It definitely sounds like something I could imagine playing on the radio. It's a song and a sentiment that I really needed earlier this year. Just the whole idea of it isn't hate, it isn't love, it's just indifference. Like, that's how you move on from someone. And I totally agree with her on that sense. You don't have to start liking someone again. You don't have to, I don't think you even have to forgive someone and move on from them. You just have to like live a life where you don't think about them every day, and it gets better, it gets easier every single day. And I just like the sentiment. I forgot that you existed. That's it. We're moving on. Next song is one that I was really excited when we got the track list, because this is one that the Secret Sessioners had said was like really good. It's called Cruel Summer, and it better be a single. I was so frustrated during Reputation when we didn't get like a Getaway Car music video. I think we can all agree with that sentiment, but I think Cruel Summer really deserves to be a single. The lyrics, devils roll the dice and angels roll their eyes, that was painted on a mural in New York, so thinking like maybe it'll be a single. We don't know, but it's a good one. Taylor talked about how this album was her just like going to Bridge City, and Cruel Summer is the first like real instance of that, where I don't know, I really like the bridge, the cry like a baby coming home from the bar. Cruel Summer to me is, like, this is what I hear, it's about the formation of an actual concrete relationship out of something that's very casual, something you might not have expected or plan on going somewhere. And like, it's evident at the end of the bridge where she says, I love you, ain't that the worst thing that you ever heard? And then she like scream sings, which I live for. She says, well, what she does say is he looks up grinning like a devil. I and many others thought she was saying he looks so pretty like a devil, which I think is fine. Like, that lyric still made sense to me when I was listening to it, so whatever. And next up we have Lover, which I was, and still am, clearly stunned by how good that song is. It's obviously a modern song, but there's something about the cadence to it and the rhythm that just sounds like a vintagey song. It obviously sounds like a wedding song. I love the bridge. I take this magnetic force of a man to be my lover. To me, it's so obvious that Taylor has found love, like actual love, like real love, not just love you like dream about and write about, it's love you feel. Track number 4 is The Man, which is another one that I was so excited to hear, because I just love this, like, it's not a trend, but like women referring to themselves as the man in whatever way. Like Lana Del Rey sings in Mariner's Apartment Complex, like, I'm your man. I love wrestling. Where's my Taylor Swift and wrestling fan crossover? All 5 of us probably were aware of Becky Lynch. She's a wrestler, for those of you who don't know. She calls herself The Man. I was a little worried, not about how I would feel about it, but I was a little bit worried about how people would respond to it, because, you know, like, no matter what she does, like, if she sneezed on someone, people would accuse her of like biological warfare. Like, she can't get away with anything. And I was so scared that like she would write the song and people would be like, oh, well, she's preachy, whatever. And I don't care if people are saying that, because it's totally this empowering, wonderful song. The one lyric that I really liked was, when everyone believes you, what's that like? Because I think a lot of women can relate to the fact that, I don't know, sometimes they're not taken as seriously just because of them being a woman, like especially by men in the workplace, whatever it is. I think everyone can kind of relate to that feeling. And it's nice to have an anthem to get us through that. Next up, we have The Archer, which is the legendary track 5. For those who don't know, Taylor always puts out like a really vulnerable, emotional song as track 5. And I heard someone say, well, I read someone say that they didn't feel like Archer was a track 5, but I think it so is, because it's about It literally is about feeling vulnerable. It's about, I see right through me, can you see right through me, etc. That lyric. That was really powerful, and I really like that song. Next up, we have I Think He Knows, which is one of the catchiest songs. It makes me literally want to skip down the street. I listen to it sometimes when I walk to work and I just like want to dance. The skipping down 16th Avenue part, I just really like it. For those who are not aware, 16th Avenue is apparently Music Row in Nashville, so it's a cool, I don't know, it's like a cool reference. Next up, track 7, we have Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince. Sometimes she puts out these titles where I'm like, where are you going to go with this? What is going to happen? But when I heard the song, I was very happy. I love this side of Taylor that wants to be political. One thing that I find just so fascinating and endlessly good about Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince is how layered it is, how multifaceted, how multidimensional the song is. She uses high school as kind of a metaphor for, I guess, a few different things. Some people think Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince is about her becoming, well, I think it's pretty obvious. It's about her becoming disillusioned with this like amazing idea of America, like we're number one kind of thing that some of us did grow up with. And the lyric American Glory faded before me, I think is one of the obvious lyrics that highlight that. Some people are wondering, like, is it about her and Joe being together and her like wanting to live in England a lot more? I don't know that it matters either way. I think one thing that's so wonderful about the song is like so many people can hear this and find meaning and inspiration out of it. It's so the protest song that I needed in 2019. Not to get super personal because I don't really want to talk to anyone about this, but I don't know. I think a lot of us are feeling disillusioned, not just like with one specific aspect of the world, but with a lot of different aspects of the world. And there's so many lyrics. Where's the booklet? I want to like make a whole video talking about this song. Maybe I will. This lyric, I was stunned me when I first heard it because it's so good. American stories burning before me. I'm feeling helpless. The damsels are depressed. Boys will be boys. Then where are the wise men? I love that. And the bridge. The bridge is so good. I need everyone to just continuously talk about the bridge with me because it's so good. Where she uses the go, fight, win, like sort of cheerleader, high school football imagery chant. Interlaced like with words where it's like, I don't want you to go. I don't really want to fight because nobody's going to win. And it goes through a couple of times. But I like this. I'll never let you go because I know this is a fight that someday we're going to win. I just thought you should know. I think, like, obviously it could be about a romantic relationship. People are debating who the half-blood. People are debating who the Heartbreak Prince might be. And I think, I don't know, but it's so wonderful to have this really thoughtful song about this situation. 2019 is a trip, and not in a good way, and it's really nice to have something that thoughtfully addresses it. Next up, we have Paper Rings, which when I heard it, I was walking down the street, like, on my lunch break, and I just, like, wanted to skip or, like, dance. Like, someone on the subreddit made, like, a video of people dancing, like, the Charleston in, like, the 20s to this song, and that's, like, the vibe. It's definitely, like, this early 2000s, upbeat, like, pop rocky kind of song, and it's so happy. It makes me so happy. Honestly, from the title, I thought it might be this ballad, but obviously it's not. I really like it. Next up, we have Cornelia Street, which is a street that Taylor Swift rented property on at the time that she and Joe apparently got together, and it's this cute song, but it's also really sad. It is a really sad song. Like, she sings, and I hope I never lose you, I hope it never ends, I'd never walk Cornelia Street again. That's the kind of heartbreak that time could never mend. I'd never walk Cornelia Street again. And I think it's that moment in a relationship where you kind of realize, I don't know, I've had this realization where you realize that this is going to change your life forever, where you realize, like, this isn't a relationship like I could just get out of and then be okay eventually. This is a relationship that's going to change the fiber of my being, like the chemical makeup in my body, and there's no way that I can continue my life and not have this huge impact. There's a lot of like romance behind it, but it's such a sad song. Next up, we have Death by a Thousand Cuts, which is a song I was also really intrigued by, kind of like Miss Americana, because the thing with Taylor is she always has these interesting song titles. And I really wanted to know what kind of direction, what vibe, what sound the song would have. And I think this sounds like a 90s like love song, and I can't place it, but there's something really familiar about the sound, and if anyone could help me out, I would appreciate it. After Death by a Thousand Cuts, we have London Boy, which I really like. I mean, it's so obviously a little bit tongue-in-cheek. Like, it's about how she loves a London boy, and she's naming all these, like, listing all these things to do in London. And a lot of people, like, I literally saw a tweet from someone that's like, I am howling reading the lyrics to London Boy. And they were like talking about how she didn't even know what she was talking about. Like, okay, first of all, she lives there. And second of all, it's not supposed to be, this is a genuine and true, like, traveler's guide to England. This is what people in England do all the time, every day. This is 100%. Obviously, it was supposed to be like a little bit tongue-in-cheek and like just kind of a fun, goofy, I'm American, these are the stereotypical things where she says, you know, I love Springsteen, faded blue jeans, Tennessee whiskey. Like, I'm not sitting here like, that's not what all Americans do. But then people are like literally making fun of her. I know some of them are just making fun of the song, which is fine, but it's the one that are like, she's so dumb for naming stuff West End. Who even likes West End? I was like, literally anyone who likes musical theater. It just made me laugh that people were so heated about it. And Idris Elba, like, a quote from him is sampled at the beginning, and I love it. Like, who doesn't like Idris Elba? He can only make things better. Track 12 is hard to talk about. I think for a lot of people, it is a song called Soon You'll Get Better, which is about her mother, Andrea, who apparently has had cancer for a while, and apparently recently she had like it come back, and it's such a vivid song when she talks about like her hair being caught in the buttons of her coat and how she's just, you know, I don't know. How does anyone deal with a situation like that? For anyone who has like a decent relationship with their parents or better, I think this song really hits hard. It's a song I skip, not because I don't like it. It's absolutely stunning, but it's a song that I skip because it's very sad. It's so raw and honest. After that, we have False God, which is like this jazzy kind of R&B track about love. It includes some lyrics, let me tell you. I mean, it is a very like sexual love song. Like, look me in the eyes and tell me that the lyrics, the altar is my hips, is not sexual. Like, tell me how, explain. Because I think it's a very like sexual song. I remember saying that So It Goes and Dress were really sexual songs, and they are, but like this is just like straight up, the altar's my hips, and she goes all in. There's no subtlety, but it's so poetic. I really like the lyrics she shared. I can't talk to you when you're like this, staring out the window like I'm not your favorite town. I'm New York City. A lot of people say I'm New York City bitch because it rhymes with I can't talk to you when you're like this, and also same, like in my head it does that. Track 14 is You Need to Calm Down, which I really like that song. I like every song on this album. I don't really feel like talking in depth about the controversy, but I have to say it was really interesting for me, the thing she said about when she was riding in the car with Todrick. He asked her like, what would you do if your son or daughter was gay? And she was like, then they'd be gay. That's just what it is. And the fact that it just hadn't occurred to her, that she hadn't said it loudly enough, that she supported gay marriage and all gay people in general and all of that. She hadn't said it enough or something, like for someone close to her to not know for sure that she was an ally. But it is, I think, good that she has come out so strongly saying that. It came out the weekend of New York Pride, or right before, because I was in New York for Pride, and I remember just like walking down the street and like thinking of that song, listening to that song, and it made me happy. Next, we have Afterglow, which is a song that honestly, like the first listen, it's not one that I like stuck to, like it didn't connect with my soul. I really initially connected with a lot of the upbeat songs because that's generally what I like to listen to in the summer. Like there's really like upbeat, I'm gonna walk quickly to work so that I don't melt in the humidity in DC, that kind of vibe. It is a nice song. I don't have as much to say about it because I don't connect to it. Track number 16 is Me, the song that everyone loved and there was zero controversy. Just kidding. A lot of people didn't like it. She took out the lyric, spelling is fun, which is... Okay, so here's the thing about the lyric, spelling is fun. I don't mind it in the song. It's goofy, of course, but I don't mind it. The one time I minded it, I don't know, like, I don't watch American football, but like, it was some like montage of American football players, and they were all like, it was like naming the players. I don't know, it was the draft? I don't know. I watch soccer and hockey, but it was showing all these like tough football players, muscles, tall, like looking at the camera with these tough faces, and Me was playing. It was okay, but then when the spelling is fun part, and some guy was like, it made me laugh for like an hour. So I really like the spelling is fun part of it, but I do kind of also like having an alternative version. I don't know. I wasn't as mad about it. I'm never, ever as mad about things as people on the internet are. Next up, we have It's Nice to Have a Friend, which is such, like, it just makes me think of like the indie music I listened to in like 2011. I don't know, it's like a Lumineers song or whatever. It's the most indie song she's ever written. It's very chill, it's laid back. And it's the song I was so scared of because the Secret Sessioners said that it involved, they're like, oh, it's the worst song. It's like a children's choir and children's instruments. And I mean, it literally does have those things, but they made it sound like it was a goofy, like 5-year-old choir, just like scream singing in the background. But it's a really beautiful track. Is anyone who's in a relationship ever have that thought where it's just like, you're my best friend. It's nice to have a friend. Like, my boyfriend is more than just a boyfriend. He's my best friend. I don't know. I like that sentiment. And then last up, we have Daylight. We're at the end of the album. Daylight is a song that is obviously stunning. She said for a time that Daylight was going to be the title of the album before she wrote Lover, and then she's like, that's the title track, and I agree. But Daylight, in a way, not in a way, Daylight literally sets up the thesis statement of this entire album, where at the end she has this voice memo where she says, I think you are what you love. And this album is about love, but not just about romantic love. It's about the love for her mother that she clearly has. The love for, I don't know, it's about exploring all types of love, all aspects of love, you know, getting married, the idea that the end of relationship, you know, just being aware what a devastating thing that would be. I think that's the thing a lot of people in serious relationships go to, where they're like, you know, obviously that's not something that's about to happen, but just sometimes it comes in your head, like the thought that this relationship could end and it would devastate me. I do want to read like the part of the last journal entry in edition 4, because I think it does kind of sum things up. It's kind of about how she and Joe have been together for 3 months and no one has found out yet, and she's based in London at this point. She writes, I want it to stay that way because I don't want anything about this to change or become too complicated or intruded upon. But it's senseless to worry about someday not being happy when I am happy now. Okay. Breathe. So good. I honestly just really love this album. I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to make this little time capsule of my life because it's really fun for me to look back. Like, I looked at the 1989 one I did and I was like, what was I doing? I was wearing this like massive bow on my head, and I remember filming that video, and I don't know. It's just nice to acknowledge growth and like explore growth. And Taylor does like the heavy lifting on that, so I could listen to it and also think about my growth. Does anyone know when this album's going to be released on vinyl? I think end of September. That's my prediction, because I'm obviously going to pre-order it. Fingers crossed that we don't get another picture disc. I love picture discs. They're great for collection, but they obviously, I mean, maybe not obvious. If you don't know, picture discs a lot, if not all of the time, sound bad when they're being played. They're either, you know, squeakier. My Reputation one is like a hair too fast. So it's like pitched up a little bit. And it annoys me. I'm glad I bought it because like it's a collector thing, but I would love just, you know, this beautiful, like cloudy pink and blue with like a hint of gold vinyl, like not the solid, but the clear thing that they can do. Whenever that album gets released, I'll make a video. I'm so sweaty, so I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. Thank you for indulging me. I really like talking about music, obviously, but like I really like talking about Taylor Swift. Clearly, I always kind of emerge from my like hibernation when she releases something new. So thank you for watching. If you made it to the end, honestly, bless you. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell me your favorite track. I just want to continuously talk about this album. Actually, Lana's new album came out, so I'm being pulled in two directions, but I have room for obsessing over both. So feel free to leave a comment, and I'll talk to you down there. See you guys next time. Bye.